It had been very hot on the island of Sodor for several days. While steam engines could work fine in hotter weather, their crews had to deal with both the heat of the day and the heat of the engine's firebox. It was very important that the drivers and firemen kept themselves cool and hydrated during the warmer days to save themselves from heat-related illnesses. But illness wasn't the only thing to worry about. During the hotter days, risk of line-side fires also increase, as sparks from an engine's funnel can settle on plants growing alongside the track and set them ablaze. Because of this, regretfully, the Fat Controller had to suspend some steam traffic on the railway. So diesels were called in to fill in for them. The engines grumbled at their predicament, especially Gordon. "It's disgraceful," he huffed. "I'm not meant to sit and do nothing while diesels pull my express." "You're not the only one that feels this way," said Edward. "I'd rather be really useful myself. Be thankful that the Fat Controller is letting you go out today and that the Railtours haven't been cancelled." "I know I should," Gordon groaned, "but it's most irregular." "It'd give us a break from this heat," said Gordon's driver. "It's blistering. Thank goodness the missus gave me this little battery-powered fan to use." "I'd fancy a holiday in Australia myself," the fireman replied. "Their weather's backwards." The driver laughed. "A real Christmas in July, then," he chuckled. As Gordon huffed away, Percy began to wonder. "Did you hear what Gordon's driver said?" he asked the others. "A Christmas in July. That sounds like fun." "I think he was only making a joke," said Edward. "I don't think anyone really does that." "But what if we did have our own Christmas in July?" Percy suggested. "That way we won't feel bored." "I'd be interested," said Toby. "If anything, it could make us forget about this heat." "Why not then?" agreed Edward, and the three engines began making their plans. The next morning, Percy had just delivered the morning mail when a new international Railtour train glided into the station. "Hello," Percy greeted the visitor. "I'm Percy." "Hey there," the visitor cheerfully replied. "Pere Marquette 1225 at your service." 1225? Percy pondered. "That's just like the date of Christmas." "Yeah, I get that a lot." "Would you like to join our Christmas in July party?" Percy asked, and he explained his plan. "Sure I would," 1225 said. "It'll be a good distraction from this heat." Soon, all the engines were told about the Christmas in July party. Everyone wanted to take part in the fun, except for Gordon. "What nonsense," he grumbled. "Christmas needs to have snow, and cold, and ice. It just isn't right when there isn't." "Come on now," said 1225, pulling alongside. "Where's your Christmas spirit?" "I can't be in the Christmas spirit when it's so hot out. It's even worse today." Gordon was right. It was hotter than ever today. The Fat Controller had suspended most of his steam engines from service, but they didn't mind. They were excited about the thought of having a Christmas party in the summer. The workmen had even gotten out wreaths from storage to put around the shed. Meanwhile, Gordon thundered along the rails with the express. "Hurry, hurry, hurry," he panted to himself. But neither Gordon or his driver saw a spark from his funnel land on some nearby weeds and start a small fire. It soon became a roaring blaze. 1225 was making his way to the party when he saw the terrible sight. What in blazes? 1225 exclaimed. The hillside's ablaze! We have to call for help, said his driver. Soon, the fire brigade was on scene containing the flames. Then, there was trouble. We're running low on water, shouted the fire chief. We have enough to control it for now, but not enough to extinguish it. We'll just have to let it burn and hope it doesn't spread. There's water in my tender, 1225 announced. Can't you try that? It's worth a shot. Right then, hook him up, boys. 1225's idea had worked. The fire brigade was able to use his water to fight the flames, and soon the fire was out. Well done, said the fire chief. The Christmas in July party was well underway when Gordon came back to the sheds. So, you decided to join us after all? Asked Edward. It wasn't my choice, Gordon insisted. The Fat Controller wanted to speak to all of us. But where's 1225? Asked Percy. I thought he'd be here. Here I am, just a bit late, said 1225 as he rolled up to the turntable with the Fat Controller, the Railtour manager, and the fire chief. Your attention, everyone, called the Fat Controller. Earlier today, a trackside fire started on the main line. The fire was extinguished thanks to 1225 and his quick thinking. The engines cheered. Well done, they said. However, the Fat Controller continued, after some investigation, we discovered that the spark that started the fire had come from you, Gordon. Gordon was aghast. I didn't mean to do it, sir, he pleaded. I know, the fire wasn't your fault, the Fat Controller assured. But now, I hope you all understand why I've had to limit the number of steam engines running on the railway. Yes, sir, said the engines. But that's not all, the Fat Controller concluded. According to today's weather report, we can expect a cool down in the coming day, so I've decided to cancel the suspension and you can all start back to work tomorrow. Hooray! The engines cheered. I guess, 1225 remarked, you can call this a Christmas in July miracle. And everyone had a good laugh.